Hello teachers, I hope everyone is fine, and since it's weekend, so I hope everyone is enjoying the weekend. I was just thinking about this thing. With me the thing is I'm just sitting and something comes to my mind and I'm like fired up about it and I want to talk about it. When I was sitting, I was just thinking about this thing that when we are teaching our learners, okay, and when the information that we are trying to, I don't want to say convey, I want to say generate. So when we are trying to generate that information in the minds of our learners, if it is relevant to our learners and if it's something that they are really going to use and they are really supposed to learn it and know it because they are going to use it, they are going to apply it through many different skills in many different lessons, like they are really going to not just in that same grade but even in the grades that they will be later in, they are going to use that information. So it means it's relevant. So now keep this thing in your mind. If you are oversharing or trying to use the information that's not relevant to your learners, it's going to be like an overload of information, which means that at any given age level, if you're overburdening them by sharing too much information at the same time, and not just at the same time but sharing even irrelevant information that they are not supposed to learn, because it's going to confuse them. Is going to confuse them because as learner they are not supposed to know that. That's not the process through which they are supposed to work on that piece of information. Yeah, they are still supposed to learn that information, but you need to think of it from the learner's perspective. What the learner has to focus on, what the learner has to work on. Let me give you an example. I'm teaching phonics to my kids, okay? When I'm teaching them, I'm focusing on showing them letters because I'm working on their visual memory. I'm also thinking at the same time from a learner's perspective, what the learner needs to focus on. If I am a learner, I am supposed to look at, let's say, the 2 letters together or the 3-letter combination together or even 4-letter combination together, and through the visual memory, consistently looking at those letters, it's like a visual memory, and also the learner's brain is getting trained to seeing 2 letters making 1 sound or seeing 3 letters making 1 sound. So that's what from a learner's point of view, this is what the learner is supposed to learn, okay? So let's say if I keep on confusing my kids by telling them, oh, we will be learning, we are going to learn about digraphs, we are going to learn about diphthongs, or we are going to learn this is called grapheme, oh, here, see, this is a phoneme. So all of this terminology is for me, it's for you as a teacher, it's for you. You will be writing about it, let's say, in your lesson plans, or you will be, when you are planning, when you are writing down your ideas, this is what this terminology is for you. It's for your own knowledge because you mastered it, you learned about it when you were doing, let's say, your courses, your degree. This is for us, right? But at the same time, we also have to be very careful that the learners that we are teaching, we are not putting them through that master's degree, okay? So we have to keep the information very relevant to our learners. Now I know I have to be very careful while I'm teaching. This is also what I'm trying to share through this video. Take it as like a tip. If you are an educator, you are a teacher, keep the information very relevant to your learners. Don't teach them about things they are not supposed to learn because you will confuse them. They are supposed to learn about the same thing, but from the learner's point of view or perspective, like from the learner's angle. The learner is not supposed to be focusing on the terminology, it's a grapheme, and learning about it's a grapheme. No. The learner is supposed to work on that same thing by looking at it, how it looks like, and then practicing it. So then they can use those letters while they are writing, and they can use those letters to decode while they are reading, because they are going to apply it. They are not going to learn the terminology and take test in the terminology. No, because we are not putting them through master's degree course. No, that was for us. We did it. But now they are going to learn it in a very practical way. They are going to use the letters. They are going to practice looking at those letters. Each lesson, they are going to look at those letters and learn that, oh, it makes 1 sound. Oh, there are 3 letters, they are making 1 sound. So this kind of terminology, digraphs or trigraphs or quadgraphs or graphemes or phonemes. This terminology is for us. We write it in our lesson plan. So if you're a teacher and you are just starting out right now just to teach, let's say phonics, okay, make sure that you keep it relevant to your learner and you teach it in a way that you know as a learner sitting in front of you what the learner needs to know. The learner doesn't need to know all of this terminology. Yeah, there is some terminology that the learner still needs to learn. For example, vowel. Yeah, you do need to tell them what's a vowel. And you might be displaying, let's say, charts of what are vowels, because they are supposed to. Why are they supposed to learn it? Let's think about why they're supposed to learn. Because later when they will be moving on to other grades, or when they will be, let's say, learning about articles, the teachers will be instructing them, or teachers will be giving them this technique that, it's a vowel. That's why we will be using an when we see the vowel at the beginning of the word. And also, since they are learning ABCD, so later they will be talking, they will have to, in many lessons, they will have to talk about this thing that, it's a vowel, so we use an. But this one is not a vowel, it's a consonant, so we will not be using an. So it's very practical, since they will be using it, so they are supposed to know it. But the other things, let's say digraphs, okay, this terminology, I'm talking about I'm not saying that you're not supposed to teach them. Yes, you're supposed to teach them digraphs. Even I'm teaching them digraphs, even trigraphs and quadgraphs. But I don't confuse my instruction by telling them that, this is a quadgraph. The moment I say it's a quadgraph, they're going to be confused. So as a teacher, you also have to, try to put yourself, I'm going to repeat it, put yourself in the shoes of your learner and really see, I'm a learner, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to know? What is it that I'm supposed to learn? And if you do this, it's almost like you're empathizing with your learner. I want to call it like, empathy with your learner. So if you can really bring yourself down to that level and really see from the eyes of your learner, you will know exactly what they need to learn. You don't have to, use this big terminology with them. Keep it very relevant to them. Don't even display things that they are not supposed to see. They are not supposed to see charts of digraphs. Yeah, they are supposed to know what are vowels, so you can display that. But don't even display, be very careful of words you use, terminology you use, and even things you display. Don't display things that are not relevant to them, that will be confusing for them, and that the things that don't make any sense for them. Don't display those things, don't use those things, don't use such words even in your instruction, because you will be wasting a lot of teaching time. You will be wasting a lot of, even visual. They will be looking at things that don't make sense to them, that are not relevant to them. So don't waste all of that time, all of that energy into things that are not benefiting the learning of your learners, the way they understand things. Don't confuse them with all of these things. Keep it very relevant. Show them. I'm going to use, you are teaching them digraphs, right? So what they are supposed to learn is two letters. Okay, so you show them these two letters and they will be practicing E. So one day you did this, another day you did this, and the third day, the fourth day you did this in different letters. For example, sleep, B, so you will be showing different letters. So daily they are looking at these two letters making one sound. So this is something that they are supposed to practice. Phoneme, okay, or quadgraph or trigraph. Keep it for your own lesson plan where you are planning what you are going to teach them, but you only display for them what they are supposed to learn. So I hope you got some useful tip from this. Thank you so much.